What's good, internet? Your Boyham Bros.
You would say behind boys? Like, yo,
Oh,
is
so
that is
yeah,
that that
your
type of party?
Boyheim Bros. Okay, let's one more fucking time because I'm an asshole today.
Ah! But
What's good, internet? Your Broheim Boys are here. I am Face Mason alongside my brother Retro King Guilo in the building. How are you, my brother, today?
good, brother. I can't believe we're back already, man.
Yes. We are the Broheim Syndicate. This is Late As Always, our show where we talk about games, pop culture, and all that other stuff. And on this episode, we're talking about the limited run showcase, 30 games, some really good showcase, not for nothing.
Very
Surprised the
surprising.
fuck out of me, man. But before we even get into all that stuff, let me say that we're not going to talk about all the games, just the games that we were excited to see and thought were really cool. And secondly, let me just say, if you haven't done so yet and you're watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the bell in the top right corner, show some love, show some support. Doesn't cost you a goddamn thing. And let's get to going, man. Again, 33 games were announced. The ones we loved are what we're talking about. So I'll start this one off with River City Girls 2, the amazing sequel to River City Girls. And on Way Forwards, and I believe they have released River City Zero before this one. It still looks good. We saw that new move, new techniques, 6 playable characters at a time, 2-player co-op local and online. Guilo, how did you feel seeing this one?
Honestly, when I saw River City Girls 2, I was surprised that we were getting a sequel because I know a few months ago, Limited Run did a pre-order for River City Girls 0.
Mm-hmm.
So I pre-ordered that bad boy, and not only that, plus what was cool about that one, real quick, was it actually came with a figure. So that
Yeah,
was
it
really
did.
cool.
It did.
Yeah.
I
So
remember
what?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So watching the River City Girls 2 with the announcement, and which I'm happy is on PS4, PS5, Switch, and the Xbox. Can you believe
Yeah.
that shit?
Wow.
Welcome to the party. You're late.
Welcome. Way late. Way too
Mhm.
late, but it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
We forgive you. We
Yes, we
forgive you.
do.
So watching that, I was like, man, so Way Forward is definitely coming out with River City Girls 2. So what got me curious is what that's gonna come with, collector's edition. So my brain is turning the gear knob and trying to figure out what that comes with. So,
Yeah.
but I cannot wait for this.
Just to go on that for a couple of seconds, that last collector's edition wasn't a bad one. Like, it wasn't like this was just some shitty collection. It was actually pretty cool and nicely priced.
Yes.
So, they'll probably stick to that, because it's RCG2, it's I think it's gonna be a much bigger deal as far as what Limited Run is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to take this one?
Oh, this one, well, honestly, the next game that I on the list that we picked out was actually surprised me because this one took me back to the PS1 era. Okay. So the next game that we got here is a Blade Runner Enhanced Edition.
Okay.
So this one's for the PS4, 5, and Switch. No Xbox.
And they was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. So watching this, it is a point-click game, but the game style reminds me of that of Fear Effect, where it's like that fixed camera angle, but it's definitely that cyberpunkish style of gaming to it. So
yeah,
it brought me back to that, and I'm curious to see more gameplay, and I can't wait to see some more of that and hopefully play it and get my final thoughts on it. But what do you think about that, bro?
I wasn't I saw this trailer and kind of went back in my head to see if I remember the original game, and I do remember it. I just wasn't interested in it when it came back in the day. I wasn't a massive point and click fan as a kid, even though I played a good amount of them. Like, it wasn't like I played them more because that's what we had access to in our computer labs and stuff in school. So I wasn't really interested in it now either. And so I'm like, oh, cool, I remember this thing. The graphics do look a little sharper. with something like this, not for nothing though, dude, I kind of wish that companies, if you're going to bring out something like this, just go all in. That's how I kind of feel about it. Go all in. I wish that they would just like do a full-on remake, not remaster something like this. Because if the game is that great that it warrants a remastering, then I would say go all in. But I don't think I'm going to get this one now.
Well, I mean, adding to your point of, you know how a lot of these companies they want to play it safe. So maybe if it's, I believe it's a lot cheaper to do a remaster than a remake.
Yeah. Yes.
But
Yes.
if, let's say hypothetically, if they decide to, if let's say the fan base wants it and they see a certain spike of interest in the game, maybe they might do it, but only time will tell. But
maybe.
but this game, bro, it's fucking Spider-Saurus, man. Yo, this fucking running gun, man. Another way forward gem, bro. I gotta tell you this one.
This is their showcase at this point. Like they've got some really good shit, dude. A 2D shooter, Contra style, really awesome art style. The first thing I put on here was the trailer looked really fun. And the funny thing is, there was a couple of trailers I saw, and the first question I had in my head is like, I hope this is multiplayer, so you and I can run this and just run through it. And it's definitely multiplayer. And I have it here, something I'd love to play cooperatively because it looks so good. The art style, the animations look great, but just the chaos in it makes it look even more fun. So I'm definitely buying this. This is definitely. I'm gonna find. I think it might. I don't even know if it's out and whatever, but whatever the case, it'll be on my PC or on my Xbox soon enough, and we will be running this one, man. How did you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw this, man, I was already sold in, man. I was all in on this one. Definitely a Contra hardcore successor to it, and if you like that, it definitely reminds me of a running guns like Blazing Chrome. That was another good game. Even like the Hunt Down, I believe it was another running gun game.
Yes,
and it's so crazy that games like that are making a comeback, which is so good. And the best thing about it, like you said, it's definitely, hopefully it's online co-op. So we'll be able to play this. Why? Because it's also on the Xbox. Holy shit. Man.
Again, they're late to the party.
Yeah.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that last year there was a couple of games that we were seeing that had some Xbox ports to them physically. Not many, but like I say, like maybe 3 or 4. Now we're seeing a lot more. Like they're definitely getting in there. They should get in there for a lot of these games, though. That's just just a second market for them. Like more and more people will be able to play it on there, and because there are people like you that aren't big on the digital front like that. And if you're able to get, there's some games on there that you would love to play. And if you have just an Xbox and you're not a digital person, you're missing out on some cool shit. So I'm glad that Microsoft is jumping on finally. I just wish that they were jumping on all as many of these games as PlayStation, as Sony and Nintendo are. But the next one, man, you took a liking to this one. And I had to watch the trailer a couple of times to kind of have that same feel. But this one is new Lunark. And I want to ask you, what was it that caught your eye immediately when you saw this trailer?
Well, I mean, if you know me as well as I know myself, then you know that when it comes to nostalgia, I'm a sucker for that. And the minute I saw that, I immediately thought about flashback back on the Sega Genesis, man. And I love if you play flashback, it's one of those games that is well animated, movement wise,
especially for the time it came out.
Exactly. And Lunark, no difference with this game. Movement is animated, and I love that feeling where it's animation. It has maybe like a second delay, but you see it's very retro, and like if you were to hear a a record and you hear the crackling, and and as the record spins, instead of everything being nice and digital like we have on CDs or other
Mm-hmm.
mediums. And
Mm-hmm.
but this game, I definitely took a liking to that. I would love to see what Limited Run will come out with as a collector's edition front to it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it's for PS4, PS5, Switch, and if you want to get it, it's also available on the Xbox as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. First thing I thought of was Fear Effect, which is still in that flashback vein.
Mm.
Um, when after seeing a couple times, I was like, okay, I see what he likes about it. Wouldn't mind giving it a try if I had nothing else to play, or just like just throwing on a list and I could slide this one in here at one point in time, man. You loved, I don't know if you loved the next game like I did, but I want you to do this one because I think
Brother,
you love this one. This one was pretty cool too.
we both saw this one and we were both amazed by it. It's Skeletak.
Yeah.
Um, it's on PS4 and coming out also on the Switch, but it's definitely a platformer. I love the sprites to it. It looks anime-ish in a way, very Nightmare Before Christmas type atmosphere is what I'm getting with the
Yeah.
whole with the way it looks. And I love it. It's platforming, hack and slash, puzzles, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah.
And it's a game that it's simple. It looks amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as it keeps you entertained, and that's what I really love about this game. It's not really that complex as most AAA games are, but this one keeps you, for me, entertained and engaged, and that's why I like this game so much. What about you?
Definitely. First thing I thought of was this game called Rogue Legacy. I don't know if you've seen that or played that one yet.
Rogue. What's that?
It's a roguelike game. It's on all the systems. It has like permadeath and stuff like that. It's definitely give it a shot, but it has that same type of art style and like that comedic effect with it. Stage wise, I thought off the bat 2 games, Spelunky and Castlevania.
Okay.
And so, Castlevania is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Spelunky's not that bad. I know people who love it. It's cool, but definitely wanted to, like, once we started watching it, and I was like, yeah, this is silly and stuff, and I love it. And I definitely want to give it a try when I get a chance. And then Al, after seeing all that and us, talking about this, Skeletak, and this next trailer comes up, and we just shut up and watched in awe because Limited Run there's always some shmup in there that's gonna catch us, and Rendering Ranger was that game. So if people who've never heard or played this game, it was a Super Famicom game that dropped forever ago. That was amazing then, but at the time had only come part 2, which is what this game is, had only come out in Japan. So this is I can't even say a remastering because it looks just as good. It looks just like the Famicom version did. But this is that version. They brought it to us now. Side-scrolling shooter, bullet hell game, fucking killer. Ship combat, ground combat, which was at that time not happening. And by the guys who made Turrican, which once you saw that, I was like, okay, I know what I'm getting into. But a fantastic looking game, a fun game, a really, really fun game. And when we get that, I'm getting it. How about you, man?
When you said fun game, when we saw the trailer for this one, I gotta agree with you hands down. I really didn't know the history of this game until you just said it, that it came out for the Super Famicom. But
Yeah,
it's amazing that games that old can have a much better value in today's world of gaming. Because like we had this conversation before when it comes to replayability versus between games of yesteryear versus games of today. And Rendering Ranger, it being a combination with 2D side scroller shooter and the shmup. And we know how we love our shmups. It's a 2-for-1 punch for me. So they really did a fantastic job bringing this port to us, especially on the PS4, 5, Switch, and Xbox. I mean, yo, they got all the systems covered on this one, and I just can't wait to play it.
And it's Xbox again.
Again! Holy
Yes!
shit!
Yes!
Again!
You did it, guys. You did it.
I feel like fucking Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse would have that secret word, and everybody goes batshit crazy.
That's the secret word of this episode is Xbox.
That's
Because,
it.
yeah, I remember maybe a couple years ago, and we were asking, like, why is it that it's not on this system? Like, you know, and I don't mind having it on the Switch or the PlayStation 4, but it's like, why can't, you know, it's always on Switch and PlayStation 4. Why can't we get this on another system? You know, why can't we get it on the Xbox? And it seems like, again, Microsoft is stepping up and going, okay, well, you know, we want to be a part of this, you know, this conversation as well. And I think that's great, man. But your favorite series is next.
Oh yeah, I mean, yo, I can't go wrong. I mean, for me, you have a the next game that we're going to see here or talk about is Shantae.
Yeah.
And for the Shantae series, I look, it's a 2D platformer. Actually, this one, it's what I didn't know about is actually a port from her first adventures coming from the Game Boy Color.
Yes.
And I never owned a Game Boy Color, just to see that I can actually play this game now. And the funny thing is, Limited Run, I think last year, they actually did a reissue of this game, and they also came out with a collector's edition, which was good. But I wasn't thinking at the time because I didn't own a Game Boy. But I forget that the Retron 5 plays it, so I'm like, fuck, I missed out on it. So, but good fashion, we definitely gonna see a collector's edition when this one comes out. And I cannot wait. I'm gonna pre-order this one just to say I have all the Shantae games, because I'll be damned, I wasn't gonna be paying what $100-$200 for the PS4 version. What's going on eBay? I'm like, screw that.
That's what it's going for now?
Yeah, bro. eBay's crazy. So
that's not now.
Nah, so when they reissue that for the PS5, I'm like, you know what? PS5, I got it. Screw you, eBay. I say mad money. So.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of any of the Shantae games. I played a few of them, never got into them. For those who are, there's always one or two Shantae games per showcase. It seems like they drop 5 every year for no reason. So I'm not a fan of the games. What I did find cool though was at the end of this trailer, they showed a 3D mock-up of the statue that they're going to drop, and that looks like a nice little collectible to have. I don't know if that's something that's going to come with the collector's edition or something that they're going to sell as an individual item. But I thought that looked really nice, and that would be something like, you know, if I was really big on statue collecting on that level, I might put that in. And depending on the price, if the price is nice, then I might just put that in on the shelf, you know.
So let me ask you this, a random stupid question.
Go for it.
So even if when Shantae does her sexy belly dance, that's not enough for you to buy this game?
I'm not paying $79.99 or whatever it's going to be for this bitch to do a dance. No, that doesn't do that for me. You stupid ass. But yeah, it's I understand the value of this game to collectors, but to gamers as well. Like that series has been out for a long time, and it still goes. And I believe that's Way Forward as well, correct?
Yeah, another Way Forward gem.
There you go, man. There you go. These guys, like, they're not stopping. They're not stopping at all, man. They're not. The
This is their
next
show.
one, yeah. You know what? Because you are the retro king, I want you to talk about this next one first, man.
Konami Arcade Classic Anniversary Collection. Wow. I'll tell you what, Konami is definitely digging way deep into that well, because giving us that bullshit Metal Gear Survive garbage, they need to save face somehow. So why not give us some old games and put them all in one fucking disc? And I'm all for it. You know what, Konami? I'll give you my money for this one, because we all love arcade games. We love shmups. We love cheesy brawlers. I mean, this fucking game collection has it all.
Yeah.
Like when we were playing the what was it, the was it the what's that, it was the
What,
collection,
the
the belt
Capcom beat 'em up?
collection. It was
Yeah.
the belt collection,
Yeah,
which
Capcom Belt Collection, yeah.
yeah, so that's a look at that, another Capcom game. So by them actually doing this, they're like, yo, we're gonna dig way deep into that well, and we're gonna
Mhm.
get it. And yo, I mean, I really like it. Some of these games I really didn't play it when they came out in the arcade as a kid, because A, I was I was small, so nobody took want to take me to the arcade, and B, I was broke as hell.
Oh,
I was broke as hell,
dude,
so I couldn't play
dude.
it. So now I get to play it, and I believe it's online co-op, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Hey, did they say that? Because let me see if I have. I don't know. I don't remember. And you know what? I hope it is. That'd be
I
cool.
hope.
What the fuck? Let me just say something here, dude. Because having the Contra collection and having, yeah, well, basically the Contra collection, and seeing that there's no online co-op in this game, at those games at all. Like, y'all put them all together and was like, fuck you for anybody who wanted to play together online. Like, local co-op is there and that's cute and all, but you know, online is everything. Like, these companies need to start keeping that in mind. They need to start putting, like, thinking online co-op, because it's cool to have this stuff. You know, if I don't have this stuff individually, you know, in my collection, with some of these games I do, but I want to be able to have to share those moments with people that I, you know, that I know all around wherever. And I think that that's never put into, and that's never a thought when it comes to putting these together like that, when on Konami's end, because Capcom did it with their belt collection and they did it with their arcade classics. Those are all online co-op.
You want to know
I'm not
why?
sure if SNK did it, but you know, but these games are all online co-op, and it's like, come on, like, you can be the one. Stop being the odd man out with this dumb shit. Just fucking do it already. Just do it.
I think Konami don't have any friends, so that's why they don't bother putting online co-ops with this. That's why.
That's why they stopped doing E3 press conferences. Period.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
That one guy that was like, "I'll do it." He's like, "No, don't do it." But yeah, I just felt like seeing this. First thing I was like, "Yo, dude, you know, I remember playing some of these as a kid." So it's nice to go back to that well and play some of these old games, have those memories again. Nostalgic values everything nowadays.
Yes.
And the next thing I thought was the following, and I thought this with some sort of hope, like, oh, this is gonna be cool, and then I remembered who I was talking about. But I do hope there is a collector's edition for it. I'm just not hyped. It's going to be a great collector's edition, though. That's my thing. That's my issue right
now. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put a lot of stock into having a collector's edition with this. I mean, if it does come out, I'll be curious to see what it comes with. But if it's limited run handling this, then I pretty much give them faith that they're going to do just by it, especially like how Marvel does with their movies. Like, they put their stamp of approval on it and they'll make it work.
Yeah, as long as it's not Konami at this point. No. like just no. Konami, let limited run do everything for you, please. Don't nothing else. Don't ever again, ever.
Please, just let them do it.
Please.
But the next game, bro, and I gotta say, this goes to you. I gotta say thank you, first of all.
Oh, because yes. I know what you're about to say.
because I remember the next game that we're going to be talking about is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. And the reason why I say thank you is because I remember when the Xbox One came out and they announced backwards compatibility. And you know how I felt when it came to owning more than just one console. I just
Yeah.
don't have the room, the space for a lot of these things.
Mhm.
And when you told me about it, I said, you know what, I'm going to jump on board. And when I looked at the list, one of the games that was backwards compatible was KOTOR,
Mhm.
and I bought it, and I cannot wait to play it. It's on my backlog, but the fact that it's coming out for the Switch and PC now, they're gonna get a chance to experience this game, and when they play it, and from what I read, it's one of the best Star Wars games ever made.
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. You're gonna enjoy the fuck out of it, man.
And you know what I like about that remake that you was telling me about is it really doesn't hurt the value of the original game, because
Oh,
like
not at all.
with these remakes, they'll probably tweak the story, change it up slightly to give it a new
Mhm.
vibe to it, which if you're curious to see how the game originally played out, it's always good to go back to the well, you
Yeah,
know.
and you can go if I believe the KOTOR series is in the Microsoft store, so you can go back and buy them. You can go on eBay, and you're not really paying that much for KOTOR on eBay. Um, it is like it's really nice to see that limited run is going really hard for Star Wars games right now. You got to think about it. Force Unleashed, which that fucking collector's edition is amazing, and I'm kind of upset that a part of me is upset that I didn't jump on it. But it's like, you know what? I wish there was a few more things for that price point that it was coming with. But like that game, and there's a couple of others that's been coming out, but that they've been killing with, and now this. I think. Do you again? That's one of these things. Like, yo, let's see if there's gonna be a collector's edition for this game. There has to be one. You have to put one in there. You have to put a fucking a lightsaber, a red lightsaber in this one, or anything. Like, you have to do it. You got to. This has to be like what your collector's edition has to go hard and be indicative of what this game is truly about. That Force Unleashed one was really, really nice, and they're dropping this, and it's crazy. It's another crazy thing I have to mention, that every time when we're excited about a game that they're talking about, whether it's been released 1,000 years ago or whether it's coming soon, the first thing we're thinking about now is like, dude, I wonder what this collector's edition is going to be.
Yeah. It's like waiting for one movie to finish and we're automatically expecting to see an end credit scene.
Yeah,
That's what we're expecting from Limited Run. What's going
exactly,
to be that
exactly.
collector's edition? So my question to you, since you missed out on the Force Unleashed one,
Mm-hmm.
depending what kind of collector's edition, or if it does come out a collector's edition
Mm-hmm.
for KOTOR, would it be something that you might be interested in getting?
Depends on what it comes with. So we're looking at. I'm hoping that it comes with something along the lines of, like, we're always getting art books. We're always getting like pins and stuff, stickers and posters like that. We already know we're going to get stuff like that. I would love for like a history of Star Wars games type thing to be a part of this, or like a history of the KOTOR series thing. If that art book is going to drop, it should be an art book for. I would love to see stuff for the KOTOR series as a whole, but if we have one just for this one, that's fine.
Like a compendium in a way?
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be great. I wish it would come out with some KOTOR comics, like maybe the first couple of the first issue or the first 5 issues of any like KOTOR comics that have dropped. If there are any, again, my mind is fucking blank right now on them. But cool lightsaber would be great. Or that mask that you see would be fucking killer. And just some Jedi and dark side type paraphernalia, and it would be cool too. So, we get memorabilia, for a better word, but stuff that'll, because again, that's the whole light and dark side stuff. So I would love something along those lines. This, like, something like Star Wars, like a KOTOR one, because of the the style of RPG it is. This collector's edition has to be thought out to encapsulate everything this game is, and not just some basic, let's just get a little lightsaber keychain and a lightsaber USB a dongle and a couple of pins and a couple of stickers. Like, no, it has to be super well thought out, which I know that they're capable of, because you and I both have something on our shelves that shows how capable they are of really thinking it out, outside the box and putting together a great collector's edition, even if we're paying $200 for it. Like, it's going to be worth it. It's definitely going to be worth it. So, to answer your question, that was a long-winded answer, but to answer your question, yeah, if it's worth it, that's going to be on the shelves, definitely.
Beautiful.
But here's something that I hope they come out with something great for, because this is one of the nicest shoot 'em ups or shmups I've seen in so long, and that's Dodonpachi Resurrection. The first thing I wrote on here is holy shit, because it looks that good. I also put this. It looks good and fun. I see myself throwing a controller playing this, and it doesn't matter. I can't wait to play it. Thank God I have 5 Xbox controllers, so I can toss one of them shits across the room playing this fucking game, dude. This looked so fucking good. I didn't research the history of this one. I'd never heard of this game, but seeing it in awe, it looks so nice. And I hope it's something where we see a nice little limited edition. I don't expect something massive for it, but something really nice, like art book and a bunch of other shit like that. And whatever it is, I'd get it. Yeah. I'd definitely get it. How about you, man?
Well, when we saw this, and I know on the bottom screen it says it's coming out on the Switch, and in my mind, and I'm praying, please let this also be available on the PS4, because seeing this game, and I love shmups. And this reminds me of Galactus Blaze in a way, like top down shmup and bullet hell fun, colors, palettes everywhere. You just spraying bullets left and right, and I'm looking at the action. I'm like, oh my God, man! I was salivating, man, because this game was so freaking beautiful at the same time, and I just hope and pray that it comes out on the PS4. But if it don't, then at least you, my brother, could play this one on the Switch.
I will send it to you on whatever. It doesn't matter, dude. Like if we got to play it on PC, we'll run it on PC. It doesn't matter. It's like, and again, I'm hoping that because they kept showing local co-op stuff. I'm hoping there's an online co-op mode for these games.
Yeah.
Definitely. This is the next game is so up your alley. So
I wonder why. Why is that?
Tell the world about this one, please, my friend.
Well, this game what we're talking about now is called Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, the definitive edition. So it's on available PS4, 5, Switch, and Xbox. Holy shit! Xbox, baby. They're in the game, man. They're in the race. In the fucking race, man. Oh shit. Wow. And you know why they're in the race?
Of all the games to be in the race for, right?
This would be one of them, right?
My God.
Who doesn't like, especially if you on the PlayStation 1 front, who doesn't like old cheesy FMV games with bad acting and cheesy sexual innuendo? Because I do, and I know you do on the DL. So fuck yeah, we're gonna be playing this game, even if we gotta stream it.
No. You're gonna be playing this shit. I am not spending my money on this fucking game. If now, if it was purchased for me, then I'm like, okay, cool, I'll give it a shot out of respect for anyone who purchased it for me. I am not buying this fucking like that is not happening, dude. This shit right here. And I love cheesy shit. I love campy shit to death. But my God, man. Nah, can't do it. Not gonna that. Not gonna that. This is all you, my friend. You can drop that $34.99 on this shit right here.
Fuck $34.99. I'm going all out in the collector's edition, bro.
If there is, right? The collector's edition comes with a tie and a plunger. That's all it comes with.
And a pair of panties.
Not even that. Just a tie, a plunger, and a wife beater, and the game in a steel bookcase. That's it. $255. Konami prices. It's just Konami prices. But yeah, you're on your own for this one. I will happily watch you play this though. Trust me. I will happily sit back. I'm like, okay, cool. This is awesome. Like he likes this one. Great. Other than that, no.
Well, you know what? Since you gave me the honor of letting me introduce that gem, this one, you have to do this one because you actually met Kevin Eastman, man.
Yes, I did. I had dinner with the man. He's a fucking amazing guy.
So take it away, brother.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Can we just say this? We've been waiting for a long time to get a brand new Turtles arcade style game. Mm-hmm. That last bullshit that they came out with can eat all the dicks, all of them, because that's not what we're looking at here. So Emu, who gave us Streets of Rage 4, who if you didn't know before, were gods of the retro game resurgence, you now know. You definitely know now. So those guys came along and they're giving us a fucking banger of a game. 6 playable characters at a time. The first game where we have April O'Neil, Master Splinter, and Casey Jones in it. I am so fucking excited about this. So they give us a little nugget. They give us a little trailer to show, the game's coming out on the 16th. Awesome. And they give us this little nugget that there's a collector's edition coming. And then 2 days later, they fucking announce it. And we're going to go through this on an episode of Unboxed. So world, don't worry, but understand the level of excitement I have for this game now with that collector's edition coming. Because of course we both bagged that shit immediately.
Yes, we did.
And we're getting the signature edition, which we were doing showing too. But you had faith that limited run was not going to disappoint.
Unlike that other one, right?
That fucking cowabunga cock shit, that stain in the skid mark. That collection edition is the skid mark in the drawers of life. And so that right there is just not going to rock. That didn't rock. But this one is fantastic. But again, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox.
Xbox! Finally, yeah.
Let's go, Xbox. You can do it. Yeah, right. But yeah, so it's so fucking great. Yeah, so I can't wait to play this game. If it comes out next week, we are so hyped to be playing the fuck out of this game, and we're going to have a lot of people playing with us. So this is going to be even better. Dude, I've said so much. Go for the gold, please.
Well, just to add to what you said about Emu and bringing a resurgence back into the beat 'em up genre. When they announced Streets of Rage 4 and how it was well received within the community, we saw a massive resurgence of beat 'em ups. Example, The Takeover, Mother Russia Bleeds. And now with Final Vendetta coming out, it's proof.
Next week, matter of fact.
Next week. It's proof that Daimo put their seal on the approval of a mark of a genre that it was pretty much was dying in the PS3 era, because we really didn't get a lot. Minus, I think the Scott Pilgrim came out during the PS3 era, but there was a lot of, it was very less fighting, less beat 'em up games that came out during that generation.
Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to think if I really put in like perspective, even like in the Xbox store and the PlayStation stores, there really wasn't much. Like Scott Pilgrim was kind of that game that started that resurgence and felt like if it felt like the comic series, right? Like it was one of those things that felt like you were playing right out the comic series. So it's like you got to look at two companies right now, as far as the beat 'em up genre is concerned, that are really, or as far as the resurgence of retro games are concerned, in a certain style of retro games, definitely. Way Forward and Dotemu are the two.
Yes.
That we're looking at, that those styles that we grew up on that were huge, where it was so oversaturated with every time you turn around with a new beat 'em up or a new side scrolling shooter or whatever. These two companies have brought those things back.
Yeah, let me tell you, man, when Limited Run announced it, they were vague about the collector's edition. Like they gave us a little peek behind the veil.
Yeah.
When they put out that Shredder's toy, and mind you, we're watching this and we're taking notes, and I'm like, why did he show that? And then, but it didn't dawn on us. And then from there, they back panel to a table, which was genius because they had a whole bunch of personal Pizza Hut pizzas there, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's like, wow, so this is really, really cool. So when they actually, so a day later, when we find out that they just showed two items of the 10 items that's coming out on this collector's edition, that shit was just a throwback to the NES when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, when and like I said, and I'm gonna sound like an old man. Oh, how I can remember. So it was Christmas of 1990, man, when I opened up that game. And when I opened up the TMNT2, I opened that bad boy up, and there it was, a fucking coupon for Pizza Hut. And you know what was the irony of it to me? One, back then, there was no Pizza Hut around where I used to live, because I lived in Brooklyn, Drew Street. So I'm like, okay, so I can't use this shit. So now, being older, think being older now, and they're actually redoing this cross promotion.
Yeah.
Now I could go to a Pizza Hut, but the thing about it is, pizza shit is horrible. I'm not gonna use this fucking coupon, man. I'm gonna keep it in the collector's edition as a whole.
That's it. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Oh, but we can't go any more into this until we go.
No. Yeah. But if you want to watch it, watch Unboxed.
Please, watch Unboxed. Stay tuned for that. You're going to see that. Yeah, God, I can't wait to play this fucking game, and I can't wait till 17 years from now when we have the collector's edition in hand and we can do an unboxing because it took forever for Scott Pilgrim to get here. Good luck, pandemic. Thank you. Thanks for the memories, you sons of bitches.
Well worth the wait.
Well worth the wait. Yeah, it was sad. I remember every time you were like, yo, dude, did you get the email? I'm like, for what? You were like, oh, Scott Pilgrim. I'm like, we ordered that game? Like, I fucking forgot. That's the saddest shit ever. There were 3 collector's editions that came, and I forgot I ordered. That's how bad it was. But Right. The next game that we're gonna talk about, another game that we both had the same initial thought on. You liked it a little more than I did, and then I gave another look. I was like, I see the appeal of it, and that's Blossom Tales 2.
Yeah.
What was it that caught your eye about Blossom Tales 2?
What caught my eye was definitely it was a Zelda-ish type game, very beautiful. The graphics are very beautiful, artsy. Uh, just by looking at it, I would it makes me want to go play the game because seeing that it's so rich with detail,
Yeah.
it makes me think that if the detail is just as good as the gameplay, imagine the storyline behind it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what really got my attention. And like I said, this is for the Switch. I'm hoping if it's on that comes out PS4 as well. But if not, at least I know that you can enjoy this game because it's a game that I know that we both love, and I know you had a lot of experience in playing these type of games.
Yeah. Yeah. My first initial thought was that I thought of Link to the Past. It had that cool feel. The way they showed that trailer made it seem like it was a boss rush type of a game. So you really didn't get to see much of story as much story as you'd like to, but it still looked like something that's worth giving a shot. Definitely. In time, I'll give it a playthrough. I'll definitely give it a playthrough. You love this next one. Go for the gold, man.
The next game is what Bats Bloodsuckers Anti-Terror Squad, and this comes out for the PS4 and Switch. And when I saw this, all I could say was like, man, that's a lot of gore and violence for a pixelated game. I mean, shit. Yo, I saw this and I'm like, man, this is like Nintendo on heroin. You know? I want to play this game. I want to fucking see pixelated blood square splats everywhere, man. I mean, yo, whoever designed this game definitely knew what they were doing, man. And it's definitely one of those games where it's for a certain type of crowd. And yo, my hats to them, man. I love this game, bro.
Definitely
What about you?
It looked crazy as fuck. It was one of those things. I'm like, yo, am I going to be able to keep up with all the shit that's happening on this screen? Because that shit was ridiculous with it, man. And I'm getting it. I'll definitely be getting it. I think they have a small, like a limited edition, comes with a couple of things here and there.
Yeah.
And I might pick up that version of it. But
yeah, me too.
But definitely, I'm into it. I'm definitely into what it could be. You know. Another game up your alley, though.
Yes.
I am not low key on this one at all.
You gonna play this?
Listen, the last time I played, so Night Trap came out for the Sega CD in the 90s, and I remember the controversy surrounding it because we were all in junior high school and high school when that happened.
Yeah.
It was Dana Plato's first and last game, and that was a massive deal because she was a daughter on Different Strokes, and then she started doing a lot of wild shit.
Yep.
Yeah. So Limited Run had released this a few years ago, and I was upset about that I didn't get it because they had dropped an actual Sega CD version of this game. Long box. It looked just like the original Sega CD game. Came in the actual casing that it had, all that cool shit. And I was upset at the time that I just didn't have the money to grab it. If they re-release this on that level, like if they drop this game now, which they are, and they drop a collector's edition, and it's the Sega CD version again, I am snatching this shit up. That's a definite buy. Like we talk about what defining factors are, that's a defining factor of that one. It would be nice to have, though. It would be nice to have back in the collection as a game that I did have as a kid. Even with all the fucking controversy, like, please, it wasn't a big deal. It was white girls in panties. Like, no one cared.
Softcore.
Yeah, if that. if that, and everybody thought it was this bad. Oh my god, and everything's going no, whatever. But yeah, it's cheesy as fuck. It's an FNB game. No, there were never any great FNB games back in the day. So this is one of a few of them that came out during the Sega CD era that I would definitely spend money on, man. Definitely would have this, man.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I used to own the original Night Trap. I had it on the Sega CD back in the day.
Okay.
And what's sad about it, because back in the day, we really didn't know anything about game preservation when it comes to holding on to your collection in gaming. And I
No, not at that
remember
time.
I had wound up selling the Sega CD because at the time the Sony PlayStation 1 it came out, and that's what I wanted. So a few years later, when Limited Run came out with a re-release of the Night Trap, was for the PS4, and I was thinking about getting it, and for some reason I didn't jump the gun on it.
Okay.
And by the time I wanted to do it, it was too little too late.
Oh.
And then when, like you said, they also came out with the Sega CD reissue, and I didn't get it just because I don't own the Sega CD, but at the same time, my collectability brain was at a different level that now, if it brings such good nostalgia value to you or to me, I don't mind just having it up there and not playing it.
Exactly.
So when Limited Run announced another re-release, but this time for the PS5, I have to say for myself, even if it doesn't come out with a collector's edition, which I think they will do, I'm going to get it just because I missed out the last two times, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to miss out again.
Yeah, like it's just, you know what, like there's some games on the Sega CD I wish they would do re-releases for, and they're corny as fuck. Like they're just horrible games, but I wish they would do like remasters or whatever and come out with a cool version of. This has always been one of them. This is a game that at the time, every game that wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, or Sneakers the Cat, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, was controversial.
Yeah.
So us having like Mortal Kombat back in the day was the best and worst thing ever. The ESRB is a thing because of our gaming history. And so there's a part of me that wants those games that were a part of those that time, that were part of the arguments that people were having.
Yeah.
About, the same thing with like music too. Like, when the parental advisory stickers became a thing, and the PMRC was out there going after every metal band that I had loved because they didn't like metal and it wasn't Jesus-like or whatever. Like, I always wanted to have those original copies of those albums. Those first ones that came with the public and parental advisory stickers, I always wanted them. And as a collector, you want that stuff. And I feel like even if I don't have the original version of Night Trap, which is fucking damn near impossible to find, if they come out with, if this one has what I really want, I'll snatch it up. I'll definitely snatch it up.
You know what you should snatch up next?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Espeluga 2, man. Yo, on my notes, all I wrote was Bullet Hell Bliss, bro.
Yes.
And when I saw it was coming out for the Switch only, I said again, please, to the gods above, make it for the PS4.
Oh, God. So, we grew up on Gradius. We grew up on R-Type, Super R-Type. Oh God, we grew up on so many killer games. Truxton is one of my favorite shmups of all time. And then for some reason, my brain jumps past that to like Radiant Silvergun. And we're talking about like when Treasure started dropping these fucking bananas shmups where Bullet Hell was a real thing. Radiant Silvergun, right? And then we go to Dreamcast, we think of games like Ikaruga, Killer Bullet Hell games, and even Was it? Is it Ghostblade?
Yeah, Ghostblade.
Ghostblade, and there's another one that we were supposed to that I have. Stormwind. Bullet
Remember
Hell's.
that Rikaruga that we
Yeah.
missed out?
But
Man.
I have the original one, so I'm happy as fuck. These are bullet hell games. This is what a great angry, I'm going to throw my controller at someone out my window type of games are. So this and what was the other one? Was it Rendering? The other one that Donpachi Resurrection are two of those games that kind of give us that like, holy shit, these are what we used to play and be angry at, but kept playing. This fucking game is so nuts that yes, like fuck yes. And you mentioned it before. Caladrius Blades was one of the first shmups I had bought for any new console in a long, long time. It was the first import I bought for a PS4, you know, and it was worth that. I'm seeing that like, yo, it is worth that. And I have the game on multiple consoles and stuff now. But yes, Esgaluda 2, fucking yes, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's fucking go, man. And the last one of the night, I think, is not only the best laugh we had, but I could honestly say the most excited we got.
Yeah,
was Death Wish Enforcers, a 4-player arcade style shooter that dropped, featuring parodies of Dirty Harry. Fucking Charles Bronson. Yo, this is great. This is so good. Oh my god. I'm so getting this fucking game, dude. I'm so getting this. This shit looks so fun. When they show you like you're fighting the devil. Like Dirty Harry has a fucking magnum. He's firing at the devil. It's like, okay. This is the shit. I love this silly shit. Let's fucking go, man. Let's go, dude. Like what you saw this shit. You were laughing just as hard as I was, man. What the fuck what did you think, man?
Yo, when you told me, was that Charles Bronson that we saw? And I was like, yeah, it does look like Charles Bronson. And the fact that he was in the Death Wish series is kind of ironic that you're gonna name this game Death Wish Enforcers, right?
Yeah.
So seeing what game is, it's a definitely beat 'em up shooter, gives you that arcade vibe, which I love. And then and it kind of reminds me, plays a little bit like Sunset Riders in a way.
Yeah, in a way. It's the Lethal Enforcer games. Like if this was a game that came out at a time where it was where we were using like light guns or gun cons, like I'd be happy with that type of shit. But the fact that this is a 4-player, side-scrolling shoot 'em up where you see your characters and you see that they're fucking that is Dirty Harry. You see that is fucking, Charles Bronson from Death Wish. You see that is Cleopatra Jones. Like you see them. I like this style. It is so, this looks so great, dude.
Imagine the collector's edition for this bad boy.
Yo, if they put one out,
I would say if they put this one out, soundtrack is going to be on tape. I already know it.
You have to have a soundtrack on tape.
Yeah.
You have to have a VHS cassette case, a slip cover, and an actual tape that doubles as a case in some way, shape, or form. You got to have those things in at least, right? And then cool soundtrack. Yeah, you got to have a cool soundtrack. And I mean, what else do you put in it? Like, everything has to be iconic to the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, especially the packaging, like very gritty looking, like a beat up VHS box or something to that effect.
Something that has to be indicative of what we saw where the characters that these guys are parrying were out and were super popular. So it has to be those time frames of the entire thing. So if they do come out with a collector's edition for this, if they do, I'm gonna go broke because these motherfuckers they're not stopping. They're not fucking stopping.
They're not stopping.
They're not. But yeah, Definitely. Did you see what systems that this one was coming out for?
Damn, you know what? I, I did. I don't know if did they announce what systems, because even on my notes that I took, I didn't see anything. I
Let
could
me
be
check while
wrong.
we're on it. But I think that okay, so I believe it might be um hold on. It might be all systems if I'm correct.
That'd be great if it is.
That'll be fucking fantastic. Hold on.
Yeah, because a game like this, everyone should play it, man. It's especially if you grew up with Dirty Harry and Death Wish movies. Who doesn't want to play this, man?
So as of right now on Gamatsu, it says it's coming out for PS5, 4, and Switch.
Oh,
A
awesome.
release date wasn't
Awesome.
announced, and the physical edition is coming through limited run as we already know.
Beautiful. So maybe might come out either sometime at the end of this year, because a lot of these games were for this year coming out in
Mm-hmm.
2023. So
Yeah.
let's
So
see.
yeah, it has to. It's definitely good. So this is the point where I have to ask you, man, like, what did you think of this showcase as a whole?
Then this is Limited Run's third presentation.
Third that we've watched and been a part of in
Yeah,
somewhere.
and seeing the last two presentations compared to this one, actually, you could see you actually see the production value of this,
Hmm.
and a lot of thought was whoever wrote the script for this presentation was pure genius. But what I love about Limited Run, and this is me going on giving them kudos, because as you know, I'm all about physical gaming,
Mm-hmm.
and to see that a company like Limited Run was the little engine that could company, and now they're a force to be reckoned with. Even though we
Mm-hmm.
have other companies like Strictly Limited, Special Reserve, Picks and Love, they're all good, good companies if you especially love physical game. But to see Limited Run at the forefront, to say like, yo, we understand digital gaming is here and we get that, but at the same time, don't forget the people, the true collectors that love these physical games,
Mm-hmm.
and that there's still a market for it. And
Yeah.
we see actually seeing this presentation, and when we went down the list, we see that message being conveyed, that it actually went to the ears of Phil Spencer, because
Yeah.
we actually seeing a lot of games coming out for Xbox. So
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, kudos to Limited Run. When it comes to your collector's editions, you really put a lot of thought into it,
Yeah.
because you yourselves are gamers, and like you and and I just want to say, you know, thanks for your hard work, and you keep bringing out good stuff. We're gonna be supporting you.
Yeah. I think that I mean, you've said it better than I think I could even say it. I was never a massive collector's edition person. Like it didn't matter to me that as long as I had the game, that was a thing. Like, okay, I got the game, whatever. In the last few years, thanks to you, definitely. The last few years, I've gotten a couple of killer collector's editions from The Last of Us 2, God of War. We could talk about the Spider-Man one. We could talk about the Horizon Zero Dawn. Collector's editions, fantastic ones that we've gotten over time.
Yeah.
But nothing excites me more than the limited run ones. It's like when we're talking about when we talk about like, okay, this game is coming out, and we're like, oh, what's the collector's edition going to be? We don't talk about that with many games. Like any other game comes out, like if it's a AAA game, it's like, okay, we're going to get the game. Collector's editions, I mentioned, unless it's like one of the big ones, which we're really, really psyched for because they've come out with one that was awesome. It seems like every limited run game we've talked about, from the first time we've ever watched their showcase to now, it's always like, okay, let's see what cool one is going to come out. What put them on the radar for me as to say like these are the guys I can be confident that they'll put out some great ones was that Hunt Down Collector's Edition. Because the fact that we saw that on that, you know, on that showcase, saw it was available, ordered it that day, and then the next day they were sold out. Like goes to show you how great quality, like the thought and care that they put into the stuff that they release. Again, every one of these games that were big bangers for us, we mentioned, okay, I can't wait to see what collector's edition they drop for it. So, you know, like you did, I want to thank them because they brought me into another collecting space that I wasn't a part of and didn't want to be a part of for a while. You know, and the price value is always a thing for me, you know? Sometimes you see a collector's edition that's like fucking $300. You're like, why? You know, and it's not much. Where we keep banging on Konami heavily, but we have to because that Cowabunga collection is not worth the money they're charging. And there's a couple of items in there that you put some real thought into, but the rest of them was just shit you thrown together and said, okay, let's bank on nostalgia. These are guys who care about physical games and care about gaming the way we love them. And so when I'm seeing that these games, especially like I said, Scott Pilgrim, unbelievable. Hunt Down, unbelievable. The Mummy Demastered one is really cool. The Doom 64 one is really cool. You know, like they put together these things and they're fucking thoughtful. You know, you look at that and you go, okay, like I'm going to continue to support them because they're not, if I'm paying $200 for a collector's edition, it's fucking worth it. Yep. It's worth it. You know, we can for 2 seconds that the Turtles one that's the Radical Edition is worth more than what we're paying for it. You know, yeah. Just going to even another company, Signature Editions, with their Shredder's Revenge Collector's Edition, it's worth more than we're paying for it. So when we're getting something at $200 and it's worth $300-$400, I'm happy to pay that and support a company. The major Scott Pilgrim one was, I think it was like $400. And when you see what the fuck comes in it, you're like, yo, dude, if I had the money, I'd get it.
Yeah, you're right.
It's worth it. It's fucking worth it. So again, like you said, thank you guys. Thank you for caring about gaming. Thank you for caring about the collector, because it seems like a lot of companies don't anymore. Gorilla sure didn't when they put out their last collector's edition and didn't put a fucking physical game in it. You know, EA didn't when they put together that legendary collection, you know, edition. That didn't fucking work. Like, thank you for caring about us who are still physical collectors, who still want that. Like, dude, they put in a PC box. I don't give a fuck if it just comes with a code, but you're getting everything and you're not getting a game. And they're going, you know what? We'll charge you less because you're not getting the game.
But they're not going to do that.
But no, the thing is, Limited Run did that. Like, that's the cool thing. Like, okay, there's a PC edition of the Radical Collection. Yeah. And we're going to charge you a couple $1 less because you're not getting the game. But you're getting all this other cool shit. Yeah. Cool. Like, we know PC's gone digital, but you can still have all this cool shit. And I've always thought that way. I've always been like, yo, dude, fuck a digital deluxe collection. Give me a PC collection. If you give me a PC collection in a code, I'd be happy, because then you're thinking about those PC gamers who happen to be collectors or who might want to become collectors. Or in a PC world, everything's digital now. It's over. The big box world is over. You know, we can go to yard sales and find them and hope for the best, but the big box days are done. They, you know, so the fact that you're even thoughtful of those people as well is fucking fantastic. So yes, just like my brother said here, thank you so much for thinking about us and continue to just put out killer shit every time you do, man. And with all of that being said, I gotta rate this shit. This one right here. First of all, the first two was corny as fuck, and I hated that. It was so bad it wasn't good to me. This one here had me laughing from beginning to fucking end. It was so well written. It was so well filmed. It was so fucking funny. Oh my God, the part where he was like, I'm losing control of my body and fucking ran out. I saw that shit again today and was in tears. And I don't know why, but it was just so fucking funny. And it reminded me of the old Sega CD games. It reminded me
Yeah.
of those shitty FMV games used to play, and it was so brilliant. It was fucking brilliant, dude. And again, 33 games. These are just these are just 16, 17 of the games we thought that was great. But it doesn't sit here and go, oh, this was a shitty show because these are games we didn't love every game. These are the ones that truly stood out to us. But the fucking showcase was fantastic. It was a 10 for me. They did a killer fucking job, man.
Yeah. And you was hard to convince, Phil, because
Oh, dude, remember, oh, this is gonna be corny as fuck.
yeah.
I don't care. This whatever the fuck. And we,
Yep.
dude, watched it and just couldn't stop laughing. And I'm like, this is so good, man. These guys, yo, God bless these dudes, man. They are fucking amazing. And so with all of that diatribe of life being talked about, man, on behalf of the great Retro King Guilo, I am Face Mason. We are the Broheim Syndicate. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell. Pay attention. Check out all our future stuff. We got a lot of good stuff coming, guys, and we hope you love it. And with all of that, and have a great one. And Broheim out.